In this video, we'll take you on a fascinating journey through time, exploring every US president who has passed away. Stay with us till the end, because some of the most surprising facts are yet to come. Let's begin this powerful tribute to the leaders who shaped the United States of America. George H.W. Bush, the 41st President of the United States, lived a remarkable 94 years, witnessing nearly a century of American history from World War II hero to the fall of the Soviet Union. Ronald Reagan, the charismatic 40th president, brought Hollywood flair to the White House and lived to 93, leaving behind a legacy of conservative revolution and Cold War diplomacy. Jimmy Carter, the 39th president and humanitarian icon, passed away in 2024 at the extraordinary age of 100, becoming the longest-lived president in U.S. history. Gerald Ford, the steady 38th president who guided the nation after Watergate, lived a full 93 years, remembered for his calming leadership and unshakable integrity. Richard Nixon, the controversial 37th president who resigned amid scandal, still shaped global politics and lived to 81, forever etched in history for both triumph and turmoil. Lyndon B. Johnson, the 36th president who championed civil rights and the Great Society, died at 64, leaving a complex legacy marked by both progress and the Vietnam War. John F. Kennedy, America's youthful 35th president, was tragically assassinated at just 46, but his vision for a new frontier still inspires generations. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th president and WWII hero, led the nation through prosperous times and passed away at 78, remembered for his calm strength and warning about the military-industrial complex. Harry S. Truman, the decisive 33rd president, who ended World War II with a heavy heart, lived to 88 and remains respected for his plain-spoken leadership during uncertain times. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the only president elected 4 times, led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II before dying in office at 63. Herbert Hoover, the 31st president who faced the wrath of the Great Depression, lived a long 90 years, outlasting many who had judged him too soon. Calvin Coolidge, the quiet and reserved 30th president, let the economy roar during the 1920s and passed away at 60, leaving behind a legacy of conservative restraint. Warren G. Harding, the 29th president, died suddenly at 57 during a cross-country tour, his term remembered as much for scandal as for his attempts at normalcy. Woodrow Wilson, the scholarly 28th president who led America through World War I and dreamed of a League of Nations, died at 67 after a presidency that redefined global leadership. William Howard Taft, the hefty 27th president, later became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and died at 72, the only person to lead both the executive and judicial branches of government. Theodore Roosevelt, the energetic 26th president and Rough Rider, died at 60, but his legacy roars on in national parks, trust-busting, and the bully pulpit. William McKinley, the 25th president who led the nation to victory in the Spanish-American War, was assassinated at 58, cutting short a presidency on the rise. Grover Cleveland, the only man to serve 2 non-consecutive terms as 22nd and 24th president, passed away at 71 after standing firm on principle over politics. Benjamin Harrison, the 23rd president and grandson of a former president, lived to 67 and helped usher in America's modern industrial era. Chester A. Arthur, the stylish 21st president who surprised many with his reformist stance, died at 57 after restoring dignity to a scandal-scarred White House. James A. Garfield, the 20th president, served just a few months before an assassin's bullet ended his life at 49, a brilliant mind lost far too soon. Rutherford B. Hayes, the 19th president known for ending Reconstruction, died at 70, leaving behind a presidency that helped reunite a divided nation. Ulysses S. Grant, the 18th president and Civil War hero, died at 63 after battling cancer and finishing his memoirs, an enduring testament to his grit and resilience. Andrew Johnson, the 17th president who took office after Lincoln's assassination, died at 66 after a turbulent presidency that clashed with Congress and failed to heal a divided nation. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president and great emancipator, was tragically assassinated at 56, just as he began to stitch the Union back together after the Civil War. James Buchanan, the 15th president often blamed for failing to prevent the Civil War, died at 77 with a legacy haunted by inaction during America's darkest divide. Franklin Pierce, the 14th president whose pro-Southern policies worsened national tensions, died at 64, a leader whose charm couldn't save his presidency from deep criticism. Millard Fillmore, the 13th president who took over after Taylor's death, passed at 74, remembered most for signing the controversial Compromise of 1850. Zachary Taylor, the 12th president and Mexican-American war hero, died suddenly at 65 after just 16 months in office, cutting short what might have been a strong leadership tenure. James K. Polk, the tireless 11th president who expanded U.S. territory coast to coast, died at just 53, exhausted from 4 intense years in the White House. John Tyler, the 10th president who shocked many by asserting full presidential powers after Harrison's death, lived to 71 and later sided with the Confederacy in the Civil War. William Henry Harrison, the 9th president, holds the record for the shortest presidency, dying of illness just 31 days into office at age 68. Martin Van Buren, the 8th president and founder of the Democratic Party, died at 79 after witnessing the country he helped shape spiral towards civil war. Andrew Jackson, the fiery 7th president known as Old Hickory, lived to 78 and left a legacy defined by populist reform and fierce controversy over policies like the Indian Removal Act. John Quincy Adams, the brilliant 6th president and later a passionate congressman, died at 80 after collapsing on the House floor, still fighting for what he believed in. James Monroe, the 5th president and namesake of the Monroe Doctrine, died at 73 as the last of the founding fathers to hold the nation's highest office. James Madison, the 4th president and father of the Constitution, died at 85 with the blueprint of American democracy forever bearing his influence. Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president and author of the Declaration of Independence, died at 83 on the 4th of July, no less, exactly 50 years after the nation's birth. John Adams, the 2nd president and fierce advocate for independence, died at 90, famously uttering, "Thomas Jefferson survives," unaware that Jefferson had passed just hours earlier on the same historic day. George Washington, the 1st president and revered father of his country, died at 67 after voluntarily stepping away from power, setting a precedent that shaped the presidency forever. From the nation's founding to the modern day, each of these presidents walked into the White House with the weight of a nation on their shoulders and left behind a story that would echo through history. If this video taught you something new or gave you a deeper appreciation for our history, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with others who love history as much as you do.